With Alan Graham from Counts Real Estate, and we're going to get some real estate tips from Alan. Alan, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Don.
Yeah.
Great to be back, and I love to sell houses.
Yeah, I know you do. I know you do. And people love to buy houses because that's part of the American dream, is owning your own home, isn't it?
You know, that's absolutely true, but our demographics in the market are changing a little bit. People are waiting later in life to buy homes. The millennials have college debt to pay off.
Yeah.
And so what's happening is they're renting until they're about age 30. So the first home actually comes into their life about age 30 instead of 25 as it was years ago.
Yeah. And how do you get started, though? You got to come up with that down payment, or you got to qualify maybe with a VA home loan or whatever.
You know, that's a great question.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I bought my first home, and I had to put a whopping 10% down. That was a requirement back then.
Yeah.
Then we moved into the stage of the market that was the no doc loans. You didn't document your income, and so
Wow.
it got very liberal, and you didn't have to have a down payment. Today, the minimum down payment's about 3.5% for most houses. First-time home buyers can get a great break, and a first-time home buyer can be somebody who's owned a home before, but they have not owned a home in the last 3 years.
Really?
Yes.
So if you have not owned a home in the last 3 years, you still qualify as a
First-time home buyer. Yeah.
Well, that's odd.
Yeah, it's.
But I guess it's good. I mean.
Yeah, there were some bad economic times that created
Sure.
an environment that people lost their homes or made a decision to move out of their homes, and so it just gives them a break to get started again.
I know when we were a young couple with no kids, it's like your first home is the hardest home to buy.
Let me share some tips with you about that that'll save you some time, I hope. The first one is you need to go to your lender first and get a letter of approval. And most couples do not start that way. My kids, I'm selling one of my younger boys a home now. We're looking for a home. And they want to go look first and then find out the bad news afterwards, that they can't afford what they're looking at. That's a horrible situation. You need that letter of credit or approval letter, because most homes require that you submit that today. If you submit that approval letter with an offer, it adds more credibility to the offer.
Sure, yeah.
The second thing it does is it prevents that emotional attachment that most of them get with the house that they've already picked out. And then there's that huge disappointment when they find out they can't afford that home. And in their mind, they've already got kids playing in the front yard, and it's the house they're going to live in forever.
And where do you start to do that? I mean, you do this every day. I mean, if you're a home buyer like me, maybe you buy 3-4 homes in the course of a lifetime. Right. So it's kind of a big event in someone's life. How do you even start shopping for a mortgage?
Well, I would go to lenders that are well respected in the community. A lot of people go to mortgage brokers. Those are perfectly fine. The vets use a lot of the USAA
Sure.
Because of benefits that they get from it. So what I recommend that you do is get someone that will give you accurate advice that feels comfortable in telling you if you'll wait 2 months, we can repair some of your credit and improve your opportunity to get a nicer home. And sometimes lenders just want to get you in there, get you approved for whatever it takes, and then get you out the door with a loan. And there are steps that can save you money that they may or may not share with. So find somebody that's open and honest with you about your situation.
So the first tip is for first-time home buyers is get qualified first.
That's the first tip. The second tip would be you're going to live in a home more than likely for about 7 years. Most first-time home buyers see that home as the home they're going to live in forever. They see this as their retirement home. And statistics tell me that that's not right. We change homes on an average about every 7 years.
Wow.
So in reality, your first home ought to be the home that gets your foot in the door, allows you to build up some equity in a neighborhood that's not going to devalue, and then when you sell it for your next home, it's a move-up buy, and you don't have to have as much money to take with you.
So Alan Graham, in the 30 seconds we have left, I guess the most important tips here are to get qualified first.
Get your pre-qualification from a lender. If you don't have a lender, most realtors work with 2 or 3 lenders. We don't like to recommend one, but we'll provide you with a list of approved lenders that we know that we work with on a regular basis. That'd be the first thing. Second thing is find a realtor that will start sending you homes that you're looking for in that price range, and then you go investigate the neighborhood and see if it's close to your job, close to your school, find out your drive time and the traffic situations at 8 o'clock and 5 o'clock. So those are things that would help pre-investigate finally finding those 2 or 3 that you get a realtor to go show you a home.
Choose a home in a neighborhood that you know will appreciate.
Right,
so
and we can provide that information for you. We have those statistics to tell you which neighborhoods are appreciating and which ones are depreciating.
Alan Graham, how do we get in touch with you?
Call me at 850-896-2648 or alangrahamrealestate.com.
Thanks so much for those first-time home buyer tips, and we'll see you again next week.
Thanks, Don. Great to see you.
All right, and we'll be right back.